You are listening to Mission Audio's production of The Practice of the Presence of God, The Best Rule of a Holy Life, by Brother Lawrence. This book is read by P.J. Ochlan. This audio recording was produced in 2016 by Mission Audio, which owns the copyright. No portion of this recording may be reproduced for any reason without prior written consent from Mission Audio. Please visit booksinaudio.com to offer your impressions of this work and to explore additional titles. Preface. This book consists of notes of several conversations had with and letters written by Nicholas Herman of Lorraine, a lowly and unlearned man who, after having been a footman and soldier, was admitted a lay brother among the barefooted Carmelites at Paris in 1666, and was afterwards known as Brother Lawrence. His conversion, which took place when he was about 18 years old, was the result, under God, of the mere sight in midwinter of a dry and leafless tree, and of the reflections it stirred respecting the change the coming spring would bring. From that time, he grew eminently in the knowledge and love of God, endeavoring constantly to walk as in his presence. No wilderness wanderings seem to have intervened between the Red Sea and the Jordan of his experience. A wholly consecrated man, he lived his Christian life through as a pilgrim, as a steward, and not as an owner, and died at the age of 80, leaving a name which has been as ointment poured forth. The Conversations are supposed to have been written by Monsieur Beaufort, Grand Vicar to Monsieur de Chalon, formerly Cardinal de Noailles, by whose recommendation the letters were first published. The book has, within a short time, gone through repeated English and American editions, and has been a means of blessing to many souls. It contains very much of that wisdom which only lips the Lord has touched can express, and which only hearts he has made teachable can receive. May this edition also be blessed by God, and redound to the praise of the glory of his grace. Conversations. First conversation. The first time I saw Brother Lawrence was upon the 3rd of August, 1666. He told me that God had done him a singular favor in his conversion at the age of 18. That in the winter, seeing a tree stripped of its leaves, and considering that within a little time the leaves would be renewed, and after that the flowers and fruit appear, he received a high view of the providence and power of God, which has never since been effaced from his soul. That this view had perfectly set him loose from the world, and kindled in him such a love for God, that he could not tell whether it had increased during the more than 40 years he had lived since. That he had been footman to Monsieur Fubert, the treasurer, and that he was a great awkward fellow who broke everything. That he had desired to be received into a monastery, thinking that he would there be made to smart for his awkwardness and the faults he should commit, and so he should sacrifice to God his life with its pleasures, but that God had disappointed him, he having met with nothing but satisfaction in that state. That we should establish ourselves in a sense of God's presence by continually conversing with him. That it was a shameful thing to quit his conversation, to think of trifles and fooleries. That we should feed and nourish our souls with high notions of God, which would yield us great joy in being devoted to him. That we ought to quicken, that is, to enliven our faith. That it was lamentable we had so little, and that
Sample complete. Ready to continue?